Welcome back to another episode of What's It Like to Drive, where today we're trading the chaotic, horn-honking, death-defying ballet of Santorini for something completely different. Croatia, where driving is so civilized and peaceful, I actually questioned whether I was still in the Balkans or if I'd somehow accidentally crossed into some alternate dimension where people follow traffic laws and use turn signals. It's like going from a Mad Max movie to a relaxing Sunday drive with your grandmother. Except your grandmother has better taste in coastal scenery and doesn't constantly ask, "Are we there yet?" So, buckle up, because we're about to explore a country where the biggest driving challenge isn't avoiding donkeys in the road or deciphering ancient street signs carved into stone walls. It's resisting the urge to pull over every 5 minutes to take another Instagram-worthy photo of the stunning coastline. Let's start with the fun part, getting your rental car. We picked ours up at Dubrovnik Airport, which sounds convenient until you realize the airport is a solid 30-minute drive from Old Town Dubrovnik. It's like saying that you're staying in Manhattan, but your hotel is actually in New Jersey. Here's the thing, if you're planning to use the car for your entire Croatian adventure, this setup's actually brilliant. No problem, get off your plane, get to your rental car, drive away. Then just book a combination somewhere with parking outside the old town and you're golden. But if you're like us and decide to stay in Old Town Dubrovnik, well, congratulations. You've just signed up for the world's most expensive taxi ride back to the airport to either get or drop off your car. And let's talk about parking in the old town. There isn't any. I mean, there's about as much parking as there are unicorns. They've essentially turned the area into a residents-only zone, which means unless you're married to a local or have been living there since before Croatia was even a country, you're walking or taking a taxi. My previous video on this topic has aged like fine wine. It's only gotten worse. So, there we were, sitting in a cafe at 7 a.m., drinking overpriced drinks and pastries, and, well, we were eating pastries, and watching the rental car counters like hawks, waiting for them to open. It felt like Christmas morning, except instead of presents, we were getting keys to economy cars and lectures about insurance. Speaking of insurance, here's my new philosophy. Forget everything you thought you knew about rental car companies. I used to preach the gospel of stick with the major brands, Budget, Hertz, Avis, etc. They won't screw you over on insurance. Well, plot twist. They absolutely will screw you over on insurance now too. They've all jumped on the let's hold your firstborn child as collateral bandwagon. The major companies are now pulling the same tricks as the budget ones. Massive credit card holds, pushy insurance sales, and enough fine print to wallpaper a small apartment. So why not just go with whoever has the best price? At least when you're getting ripped off, you can do it economically. But here's your golden rule. Do a walk-around inspection like you're a detective at a crime scene. Don't let them rush you. Take a video of every single scratch, dent, and mysterious stain. Circle the car like you're performing some ancient ritual, because in a way you are. You're performing the ritual of CYA. These companies have turned nickel and diming into an art form, so document everything unless you want to pay for damage that was there when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Now, let's talk about the main event, actually driving in Croatia. And folks, I'm about to make a bold statement. Croatia is a driver's paradise. Not just good, not just decent, it's practically automotive nirvana. But here's the catch. You absolutely must drive the coastline. The inland roads are fine, but the coastal route is where Croatia shows off like a peacock in a beauty contest. I've driven the Pacific Coast Highway in California, Oregon, and Washington, and while it's stunning, Croatia's coastal roads have one major advantage: sunshine. Lots and lots of sunshine. You'll get those same heart-stopping views of crystal clear water stretching to the horizon, but without the California fog, Oregon fog, Washington fog, rolling in to ruin your photo ops. This drive will never disappoint you. I mean, never. You could have the worst day of your life, and this coastline will still make you pull over and think, you know what? Life's not so bad after all. We drove from Dubrovnik to Stone, home to some impressive ancient walls that I'll bore you with in a future video, and then continued to Orobiz. We had a 3-car convoy, which sounds very official and organized, but really it was just 3 cars full of tourists trying not to lose each other while simultaneously trying not to crash into the scenery. The whole trip went off without a hitch, which brings me to my first major observation about Croatian driving. It's almost suspiciously smooth. Like, so smooth that you start wondering if you're missing something. Are there hidden cameras, secret police? Did Croatia strike some kind of deal with the driving gods? But Croatia isn't completely perfect. It has one quirk that'll make you question your sanity. The speed limits have a serious personality disorder. I'm convinced whoever designed the speed limit signs was either having a mental breakdown or was really committed to keeping drivers alert through psychological warfare. Picture this. You're cruising along at 90 kilometers per hour, feeling good about life, when suddenly, wham! 40 kilometers per hour. You slam on the brakes, thinking you missed a school zone or a village, but nope, it's just Croatia keeping you on your toes. Then 200 meters later, it's back up to 60. Then 50 meters after that, it drops to 30. It's like the speed limit signs are playing musical chairs, and nobody told you the music was going to keep stopping. It's maddening in a very specific way. It's like having a conversation with someone who keeps changing the subject mid-sentence. So, as I was saying about the weather, did you know penguins can't fly? Anyways, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Have you tried that new restaurant? But I forgot my umbrella. The roads themselves are gorgeous, but following the speed limits feels like playing a video game where the rules change every 5 seconds. Just when you think you've figured out the pattern, Croatia throws you another curveball. It's like they're testing your reflexes and your patience simultaneously. Here's my pro tip for dealing with this madness. Find a local car ahead of you and just stay behind them. Don't pass them, don't try to be the speed limit hero, just let them be your pace car. They know these roads, they know the speed traps, and most importantly, they know which speed limit signs are actually enforced and which ones are just there for decoration. Make them the leader of your little speed convoy. If they speed up, you speed up. If they slow down, you slow down. It's like having a free tour guide who happens to be in the car in front of you. They're in front, so let them deal with any potential tickets. I'm just following traffic, officer. Now about those Croatian coastal roads. They're like someone took a roller coaster and stretched it along the most beautiful coastline in the world. We're talking hairpin turns, steep grades, and roads so narrow that you'll become intimately familiar with your side mirrors. These roads are straight out of an action movie. You know those scenes where the hero is racing down a mountain road, taking impossible turns at high speed while the camera captures sweeping views of the coastline? That's basically every mile of Croatian coastal driving, except hopefully with less explosions and fewer people shooting at you. I didn't experience that. As a driver, these roads are absolutely thrilling. Every turn is a new challenge. Every curve is a chance to test your skills. And every straightaway is a brief moment to appreciate the stunning views before the next series of switchbacks. It's like a real-life racing game, but with better graphics and higher stakes. But here's a fair warning. If you're a passenger, this might be a different experience entirely. What feels like exhilarating precision driving to the person behind the wheel can feel like a slow-motion death experience to everyone else in the car. The combination of winding roads, steep drops, and stunning distractions can turn even the most confident passenger into a white-knuckled, prayer-mumbling mess. My advice: take it slow. I know, easier said than done when you're having this much fun. But remember, you're not just responsible for your own enjoyment. You're also responsible for not traumatizing your passengers or the people in the cars behind you who are trying to keep up with your sudden bursts of enthusiasm. Case in point, my brother started acting very nervous during one particularly winding section, so I asked him if he was scared. His response: "Oh no, I'm not scared for us. I'm just concerned for all the other people in the other cars." Classic passenger deflection. Here I was driving exactly the speed limit, being a perfectly responsible driver, and he thought I was going too fast. It's amazing how white-knuckling the passenger seat can make even the most cautious driving feel like a death-defying stunt. It's like being a passenger gives you this special superpower to perceive danger that doesn't actually exist, except the danger is entirely in your head because you're not the one in control. It was accurately described to me as a roller coaster, and that's exactly what it feels like. Except this roller coaster has no safety inspections, no height requirements, and no emergency stops. Just you, your car, and some of the most beautiful and terrifying roads in the world. Here's where Croatia really shines. The drivers. Croatian drivers are like the Swiss of the Balkans. Orderly, respectful, and seemingly incapable of road rage. They follow the rules, they don't drive like maniacs, and they somehow manage to navigate these challenging roads at a reasonable speed without looking like they're auditioning for the next Fast and Furious movie. It's almost unsettling how civilized they are. You keep waiting for someone to cut you off, honk aggressively, or make some creative gesture with their hands, but it never happens. They just drive like normal, rational human beings. It's beautiful and slightly disturbing at the same time. Your biggest challenge won't be other Croatian drivers. It'll be the tourist buses. These lumbering giants are everywhere, moving at the speed of continental drift and taking up approximately 95% of the available road space. They're like mobile bottlenecks, creating long lines of cars that follow behind them like very frustrating ducklings. The roads are narrow, the buses are wide, and the passing opportunities are about as frequent as solar eclipses. When you do get a chance to pass, you'd better be ready to make your move quickly because these passing zones are shorter than a Hollywood marriage. And sometimes, just to keep things interesting, they extend into the curves because apparently Croatia believes in living dangerously. Now let's talk about something uniquely Croatian, their town entry and exit signs. Croatia follows the Vienna Convention on road signs and signals, which means their signs are similar to other European countries, but they've got their own special twist. When you're entering a town in Croatia, you'll see a clean white sign with the town name in black letters. Simple enough. But here's where it gets interesting. When you're leaving that same town, you'll see the exact same sign, but with a red diagonal line slashed through the town name. It's like Croatia is saying, "Goodbye, you are now exiting the matrix of this particular municipality." It's oddly satisfying, like checking items off a to-do list. Entering stone, check. Exiting stone, slash. It's Croatia's way of keeping you geographically informed while simultaneously making you feel like you're participating in some sort of civic ceremony. Most signs are written in Croatian, but stop signs say stop in English, which is helpful because stop is one of those universal concepts that transcends language barriers. Though I suppose if you need a sign to tell you to stop, you might have bigger problems than language comprehension. Let me share some Croatia-specific driving tips that'll save you from looking like a confused tourist. First, you cannot turn right on a red light in Croatia. I know, for Americans this feels like a violation of basic human rights. We're used to treating red lights as suggestions when we want to turn right. But in Croatia, red means stop. Period. Full stop. No exceptions. Wait for the green light like a civilized person. All multi-lane motorways in Croatia have tolls and are marked with the letter A, so keep some cash or cards handy. The good news is that these toll roads are generally excellent quality, smooth, well-maintained, and perfect for covering longer distances quickly. I've been on them, I love them. Road users in Croatia are generally very law-abiding, which means if you're used to driving in places where traffic laws are more like traffic suggestions, you might need to adjust your expectations. Speed limits are enforced, parking regulations are real, and people actually stop at stop signs. Revolutionary, I know. This is a stark contrast to what you might experience in places like Italy or Greece, which are fairly close by, so you might think there are similarities. In those places, traffic signs seem to be viewed more as decorative suggestions than actual rules. In those countries, you'll find drivers who treat stop signs like yield signs, consider turn signals optional equipment, and apparently believe that driving courtesy is a sign of weakness. Croatian drivers, on the other hand, actually seem to care about the well-being of their fellow motorists. It's like they've read the same driver's manual and all agreed, yeah, these rules make sense. Let's follow them. What a strange concept. So here's the Croatia driving experience in a nutshell. It's like someone took all the best parts of European driving culture, mixed it with some of the most spectacular coastal scenery in the world, added a healthy dose of sunshine, and then wrapped it all up in a package that somehow manages to be both thrilling and relaxing at the same time. The roads will challenge you, the views will distract you, the speed limits will confuse you, and the other drivers will impress you with their competence. It's a driving experience that'll make you question why you ever thought sitting in traffic on a freeway was an acceptable way to spend your time. Just remember, rent from whoever gives you the best deal. Document every scratch on that car like you're preparing for trial. Take the coastal route. Follow the bipolar speed limits. Be patient with the tourist buses. And for the love of all that is holy, don't turn right on red. Croatia has managed to create a driving environment that's simultaneously exciting and civilized, challenging and beautiful, frustrating and rewarding. It's like they took the best elements of driving and removed all the worst parts, except for those speed limit signs, which I'm convinced were designed by someone with a very specific sense of humor. Before we wrap this up, let's talk about that little subscribe button down below. Now I could give you the usual spiel about how it really helps the channel and how it's free and it takes just 1 second of your time, but let's be honest, you're either going to subscribe or you're not, and me begging you probably isn't going to change your mind. Instead, let me make you a deal. If you subscribe, I promise to keep making these videos that hopefully save you from making the same mistakes I did. Think of it as a public service. You subscribe, I keep testing the limits of rental car damage policies and questionable road conditions, and you get to learn from my experience without having to explain mysterious scratches to rental car agents. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button. Not because I need the validation, although I absolutely do, but because it tells YouTube that people actually enjoy watching me complain about speed limits and wax poetic about coastal roads. It's like a little digital pat on the back that says, yes, your obsession with international traffic patterns is entertaining. If you don't like the video, well, that's what the dislike button is for. I won't take it personally. Much. So, There you have it. Driving in Croatia is everything that driving in Santorini isn't. Where Santorini is chaos, Croatia is order. Where Santorini is stress, Croatia is relaxation. Where Santorini makes you question your life choices, Croatia makes you want to extend your vacation indefinitely. The coastal roads are spectacular, the drivers are civilized, the speed limits are bipolar, and the rental car situation is exactly as annoying as everywhere else in the world. It's a place where you can experience the thrill of challenging mountain roads without the terror of feeling like you're about to become a cautionary tale. If you're planning a trip to Croatia, do yourself a favor. Rent a car, drive the coast, take your time and prepare to have your faith in humanity's driving abilities restored. Just remember to document every scratch on that rental car first. By the way, if you're planning on taking a trip to Croatia and don't want to do all the planning, well, that's what I'm here for, and I love to take groups. I just got home from this one, and we had the time of our lives. Anyway, this is Kelly from Nerdgasmic Adventures. I can't say it right. This is Kelly from Nerdgasmic Adventures saying, stay adventured.
While you're going through your paces, yeah, your speed limit meltdown.
Well, it's a problem.
I would just drive and don't worry about it too much.
It's not, yeah, but it's not that simple. You're going from 50 to 90 to 30. It's that's my only problem with it. Listen, I'm a rule follower, right, baby? I'm a rule follower. Are you? You're asleep?